Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Happy Friday here today. There's a few pieces of housekeeping that I want to do before we get started with the main topic of the video, namely related to the promo code stuff that you saw from yesterday. Now, as of recording this video, if you go into the settings now, I'm on LD player, I think I mentioned this in my other video. But they removed the button where you can now, at least on Android devices anyways, input the promo codes from the last video. Now, for players on iOS, this was pretty much busted. I think one of the codes worked online on the web for everyone, but the two other ones, and I forget which ones are which, honestly, but two of them were not working for iOS on the web or anywhere else. And now that this has been removed, allegedly there's going to be some announcement later on today regarding the promo codes. I think, or from what I heard, was that it got launched early, that it wasn't supposed to happen. But it largely benefited Android players because they were the only ones that really were able to claim it. Now, I heard that some Android users were not able to claim it. I don't know what's going to happen when they bring it back. I'm doing it like this because I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to wait until we hear more, whenever that is, right? The Scopely's going to Scopely, and that's just how things are because in Marvel Strike Force, things are broken on a pretty much everyday basis. But let's talk about the main subject of the video, which is going to be tower mode, because it looks like a brand new Kyln is coming back, which was a bit surprising because I thought it was going to be a Dimensions, but apparently not. But the same teams that I suspected were going to be used are going to be used for this, and we're going to be talking about that in the video. So let's boil this down. Oopsies. Wrong scene. Okay. So I posted it here in my data mines. It's not much, but there's this new. They're in the offers text file. There was a code NA Tower 25, and then after that, it was labeled Freedom Spire. I suspect this is a new Kyln Tower because Sword Satellite does not have team restrictions, does not have character restrictions. They were selling a whole bunch of offers here in there, including Absolute A Force with purple 3 ion offers, that kind of stuff, or purple ion offers. Orcus, and which I don't know if requires purple or not, and Liberty that did have purple ion offers. Now, given the chronological, I mean, I'm just reading what I just said here, but given the chronological order of the data mines, I would expect this in the week of March the 17th, because if we talked about some of the other event data mines that I've had recently, the Hero's Journey, which again, if you follow like basically from when I've been talking about it, the Lucky 7 event is the week of March 17th as well. Then we had the Hero's Journey, right, which is the Gear Tier 20 stuff. So it's going to be sometime after, or maybe the week of March 17th, which is in about 10 days or so, right? So not next week, but the following week. So do keep that in mind. But this is a pretty good idea of things that you're going to need. Now, I know that it's a data mine, which means that it's subject to change. But I'm going to say that, data mines have been fairly accurate lately. Like it's very unlikely that it's going to change in any large degree. However, what that means for you is that I would take this under advisement if you don't have some of these characters built, right? And I want to pivot, really quickly here to the blog post from when we last had Kyln Tower. So Kyln Forged in Fire, which honestly wasn't even that long ago. So what am I expecting? I'm kind of expecting it to be like a retuned. Maybe they might be new floors, right? Because when we had Forged in Fire, it was 20 floors, which was down from 46 or 52. I don't remember. Like the time before that, back in did we have one in December? I can't remember. I think we had didn't we have a tower? Or was that Sword Satellite? I think it was Sword Satellite. That was Winter's Peak. I don't know when the last time we had Kyln before that, but I know it was like anywhere between 46 and 52 floors, and they dumbed it down to 20 for this Forged in Fire. And so I have the table here, right? This was the old table for that one. I don't know how relevant this is going to be. This was for Uncanny Avengers, but it does give you an idea of what the restrictions were for the Omega Red Forged in Fire. So when it came to using absolute, realistically, it was absolute A Force. Like it says A Force, but I'm pretty sure everyone used some combination of this. And if you're new, Kyln Tower usually requires 3 characters, not 5. So just keep that in mind as well in terms of the characters that you might be wanting to take into this. But the top floors did require level 100, or recommended, I guess, to some degree. The funny thing about this was I heard that a lot of people actually cleared this Tons of people cleared this without Hercules for the Uncanny Avengers section. I think that some people, in fact, also just use Old Man Logan. Like, I heard that some people cleared it without even any of the new characters. So take this with a grain of salt. I don't think that they're going to be part of this tower from what I'm seeing in the offers. I think it's going to be those three teams that I mentioned that are going to be, because right here, this is three teams: Avengers, A Force, and X Men. So all they need to do is just take this, maybe change the nose a little bit, or maybe they won't even change the nose, right? Maybe it'll just be a copy and paste of this, just with the different team traits of Orcus, A Force, and Liberty, right? Which is going to be the new ones. We'll have to see. But it does require purple L3 up at the top. So I imagine that that's still going to be a requirement, possibly for all three teams, right? So I just want to kind of lay that out. Before we go any further, now I want to go jump back to my roster, right? So where am I at? Where are you at? You know, and that's something that you guys are going to need to take a look at your own roster. For Absolute A Force, they are not farmable, but they are actually in the Battle World store now. They're also in the bumps, so you can farm an Ultimate store. So there are other ways where you can actually get and collect shards for them. Hopefully, at this point, you do have them unlocked. Right now, you may or may not have them built because war is not necessarily a priority, and up until now, there hasn't really been a requirement to use. Actually, that's not true because I literally just talked about Kyln Tower, but you only needed 3 characters, and for that, I used Kahori, Wasp, and Miss Marvel Classic. And if it's anything like the last one, this is probably fine. When it comes to A Force, you're really going to want to focus on Kahori and Miss Marvel Classic, and then from there, you know, maybe you could do whoever you want, right? Medusa, Wasp. I did Wasp because I have 3 diamonds, and I felt the damage was good. The burst damage on the special is pretty good. So this is just something that you'll have to keep in mind with regards to purple 3ing, right? If you're still on that Odin chase, then you're gonna need to make that decision when the resources, or sorry, not the when the rewards that are going to be coming out of this tower become more known. Then you can make that conscious decision. You know, if you want to kind of put some resources towards this instead of your Odin chase. I think more and more. I think there's a lot of people with Odin these days. I don't remember what the grand total is. You know, maybe if you cleared Odin recently, post down in the comments down below. But every now and then I see, you know, like a Reddit thread about like, okay, Odin, like I swear it's like over 20,000 now at this point, maybe over 30,000. I'm not sure. But I know it's a pretty large number. And so I don't know if Purple Ions is as big of a crunch. I know there's not a lot of ways to get it, but you know, I'm not hearing it as much, I suppose, in my community on Discord and on YouTube. I'm not hearing a ton of noise or feedback related to that. So, anyways, that's Absolute A Force, and then of course, Orcus is something that you should already have, but you know, you might not have. Okay, I have them at purple 3. You know, I was just saying that you don't need them at purple 3 for Orcus, right? So I don't. Or sorry, for the Orcus raid. And I don't know why I necessarily do have it. Maybe I used it for something else. Maybe there was a reason why I pushed them all to purple 3, or maybe I just had a shit ton of purple ISO that I used a lot of them in Dark Dimension 8. I'm an idiot. Yeah, a lot of them I did use in Dark Dimension 8, right? Global Villain. I did that, so that's why. I just answered my own question. So if you're gonna be using 3 from Orcus, I mean you probably have them all built anyways, but it's gonna be Scientist Supreme, Lady Deathstrike, and Nimrod, probably. Yeah, I think that's probably what you do. But anyways, we'll have to see what the nodes look like, right? You can mix and match depending on how many nodes you're going to be doing. But just like I said when we looked at this, right? Like all of this stuff below, like the only hard nodes that ever existed in this tower was these last 4, right? Everything up, like honestly, all this stuff up to 16 was super easy. So if they're copying and pasting this, I don't see it being overly that challenging. It's gonna something that takes maybe like 1 hour of gameplay or less, because I think that's how long it took me, and then I was done. So that's kind of the expectation I have. In terms of, you know, this is the anniversary too. Is there going to be any character behind this? They could tie it to a shard, or like character shards, right? They could tie this to Patriot because he's not out yet, free to play. There's no release for him. Falcon's in the month long for this month. Patriot does not have a release system yet, so it very well could be this could be the way that you get Patriot shards. We'll have to find out more about that. And then finally, we have Liberty, right? We were just talking, which is ironic, I guess, if they're asking you to use Liberty to then get shards for Patriot. I don't have Falcon Joaquin unlocked, and this could be a problem. This could be the biggest problem actually, because he's the support of the team, and I currently have no sustain on the team. So unless I can hyper carry it with Cap Sam, then not having Falcon is a pretty big deal. Now his core orbs are still available if it's a necessity. If I don't pick up enough shards to unlock them before this tower comes out in like 10 to 12 days, something like that, then that's still an option, right? You can go and spend your 675 core. If you need a little bit more, you are still getting the Path the Falcon orbs from War twice a week. So you're getting like 10 of these orbs a week. There's also the Hawk's Air orbs. So the core orbs are actually in. Are they not? I'm pretty sure they're still in the. Is it the RTA pass or is it in the Strike pass? I think it's in the RTA pass. But you can find them. Yeah, pretty sure they're at the end here. There's a few more. There's two, four. There's four more free to play. If you haven't got there yet, I haven't quite got there yet because I'm lazy and I haven't been doing my daily objectives fully. But hopefully soon I will get that cleared up. So that's four more orbs. So that should help. That's 24 more shards, right? So that would get me up to 91. So that would be very close to an unlock. So I probably will have them unlocked by the time this tower comes around, but I will have to build them. And I don't actually have purple 3 yet on any of my Liberty characters. So if it does require purple 3, which looks to be likely, then I probably will go with Cap Sam, Peggy Carter, and Falcon. You really need a support character. He is the support and healer of the team. And so I think that's going to be pretty much necessary to do tower. It's the same reason why Miss Marvel Classic is so important because she's basically the healer of the team as well. She's the one that and the tank actually for that matter. So she kind of keeps things going. So I don't know if you'll really need. I have no experience with Patriot as a character. I haven't watched any videos about him. But I do know that in a PvE game when you're doing events like this, you typically need support and healing, and that's going to be Falcon. Cap Sam's amazing, and then Peggy Carter I heard is pretty good as well. And plus there was that the screw up with the orbs, and so you probably have more shards on Peggy Carter maybe if you did some light spending. So that's it for things that are upcoming. This is going to replace my blog video because I just don't really do blog videos much anymore. I feel like it's pretty lackluster. Also, that these events have been pretty easy, the anniversary events, so there's really not much to talk about, honestly. If there's something really, really big in it later on today, then maybe I might talk about it, or tomorrow I might talk about it, perhaps. But otherwise, that's going to be it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below with regards to Tower coming, and how are you going to be preparing for that? I would probably just wait, of course, but just know that it is coming, and it's very likely that it's going to require this kind of resources. So if you need to kind of save some of your purple ISO 3 power cores, maybe something like that, to kind of push some of these characters a bit more, gear, gold, etc., right, to get these characters up. I wanted to put this video out so that you guys knew it was coming so that you can plan accordingly. So that's it for now. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.